What's up YouTube, Copper1221 here, and welcome to another Con of Heroes 2 online replay, this time on Res Winter. So you can see we're going up against some pretty decent players, 2 level 100 guys. We have level 100 on our team also. Frank is 4-star, and then Dark Player's 2-star, so we're going up against some pretty good players. I'm really happy. Well, you know what's funny is that we can't see the stars when we load into games, because we have a lot of people that would just control alt delete when they would be going up against. First it was just like in the beta it was the levels. So you see you going up against a level 100 guy and then people just like control alt delete and quit. That was a big problem in the beginning. Anyway, at the start of this match I just want to say feel free to leave plenty of comments and likes. I don't usually ask for that. But I'm definitely when you guys like the video and I get to read all these awesome comments and people have conversations. I mean, I love that. And also by putting more likes, it puts it higher up on the YouTube search when people search for Con of Heroes. So if you enjoy it, I mean, it takes 2 seconds out of your day to leave a like. And this is a good match, I promise you. Yeah. So also I do have a Twitter, which I'll put a link in the description. That's a great thing. So in case any of the YouTube sub boxes don't work, they sometimes glitch out, or if you have a lot of subscriptions, this just lets you know every time I put a video out, it automatically leaves a link to it and is connected. So that's a great way to do that. So I'm going to be taking the left flank here, and my ally in the center. Front is going to be taking that, and then we have Frank. Those are the I think that's Chinese or Japanese. His symbols don't show up in the game, obviously, because they can't do that. He was a little bit late to the game, about a minute. That does hurt you, because you can see right now I've already built my support company, and I already have a machine gun crew out. I decided to go to the machine gun crew and then make the conscript, because I'm very nervous about this side. So you can see I am going to be fighting for this victory point in our field. If I don't successfully hold this field, we are kind of screwed, because this field up here is pretty easy to hold with the house. I mean, an MG right here and, you know, some basic grenadiers, you could hold up. This is like a choke point in this map here. So I take this point and I'm going to start moving up. I'm going to notice here in a second there's assault grenadiers, and usually people get assault grenadiers to get multiple assault grenadiers. So one he's at range, so he's not doing any damage. You can see to my guys, we do have our rifles. And this just gives me time to set up with my MG facing the road. That's why I wanted an MG out early in case it did anything like this with these assault grenadiers, just to really cover this. I'm gonna have 2 MGs that are gonna cover this road. I can lay some mines down. It's an easy choke point, this bridge here, so he's forced to pull back. Now if we look in the center, machine gun is up. I'm gonna say front does a great job in this this match here. So he's his own MG. Notice how the MG42 is set up right in the middle and can cover pretty much out to the road here, and man, it's a great thing. Well, you can see how narrow this arc is, or this angle is for the Maxim. On this flank, there are a lot of pioneers. Kind of a, I guess, Dr. Enemy you could say is doing a little bit of a pioneer rush. They are pretty decent. These guys get up close, and they can do a whole lot of damage with their MP40s. So then this guy snuck around my mines. Once again, more mobile Maxim able to flank around. He did use sprint here, which you don't really see people use very much. It is 10 munition, but it is totally worth it sometimes, especially to sprint around MGs. But then he was suppressed, even though he sprinted. Turned my MG here, and with all the fire coming in from my conscripts and those guys, he's gonna have to retreat. And you can see they were taken down by my engineers. So there goes his squad. Keep in mind that these squads do cost a decent amount. Let's go over to him. Let's just double check. About 280, so a little bit more than a machine gun. So Frank on this side is using his MGs. He's kind of pushed back. You know, he's kind of pushed back by this initial onslaught. You can see they do have a ton of mines laying along this road. And you can see this guy has the side. I tried to advance here, you know, try to take this point. Just put some pressure. I see an MG bunker here. So, well, it's just a regular bunker, there's an MG there. I am taking shots at him, but oh, we're just out of his range. Interesting. So he has his own MG here. Look what he's doing. He's going to place a minefield right where this natural flanking point is, which is very smart, to be honest, because look at that minefield. If any of us try to flank like me right there, I'm going to be taking light casualties. We can't run out of there because it's heavy snow. I don't have Molotovs or anything because I'm trying to save my fuel. I do want to get an SU pretty quickly, but we are assisting him. I'm gonna try to steal this MG here if I can kill it. So unfortunately there's more assault grenadiers here, and my men are kind of glitching a little bit. They have to like not only I withdrew those guys too fast. These guys have to set up, and I'm rapidly clicking this retreat order, but they are just, look at that. They man it, they stop retreating, and they got blown up by our own mortars, I believe. So those guys died. These guys are pretty heavy on mortars and defending their area. The problem is they're building defenses kind of right here. The Soviet mortars just created the German mortars. It's just a natural fact. Especially when they get this veterancy with precision strike. That's going to become pretty veteran. But the bunkers early on, like, I can understand it. But the thing is, their front lines here, you can see they're right here. So they've pretty much given up all attempts to try to take our fuel and harass us. And they're building kind of defenses along this river here. Sorry about that. So anyway, they're building defenses along this river here, and this is a victory point here. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying build a bunker on ice. I don't think you can actually do that, but at least have be a little bit closer and be more able to defend your victory point. And, you know, I understand having some defenses here. That's great, but, you know, I've dealt with bunkers as the Soviets multiple times. They're not unbeatable. Just get a basic mortar here. And this is actually very smart mortar placement by Dark Player. And keep in mind, look, he has all these mines here. And I kind of think the German mines used to cost 90 for this, and I still think they should, because these bouncing Bettys just, look at that. They just utterly destroy your troops, and he has a machine gun there covering his flank. So I'm laying down more of my own anti-tank mines. I'm very aware of a possible scout car coming out, so I'm laying double mines. I also have a mine here in case any kind of tank tries to fight me, but I should have put 2 or 3 more up towards the river. Tries to advance, just kind of testing my defenses. This mortar almost got wiped out. This started doing a pretty good counter barrage there. You can see up north he's been pushed back. Oh, by a scout cart. And it's very hard when you leave anti-tank guns unsupported, because they can't get destroyed by a sniper and just a car constantly maneuvering around it like that. I mean, even when you have 2, it's good just to tell one of them to stop. You need some kind of anti-tank grenades. But you can see on a more bottlenecked area like this, I'll be set. So you can see I wiped out his mortar, and I'm using my light artillery barrage to just push back his soldiers. I'm surprised that was how big the minefield was. It seems a little ridiculous to me. So they're starting to push hard in the center again. Bunker's gone. MGs. Our whole right side, I was like looking at the map and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy has like no forces left pretty much. See, I have a decent number of troops here. He's like 3 units left and 1 up here, and he's completely pushed back. Has nothing up there. So then I try to approach this by here. I see that he's laying mines, but more importantly, I see his bunker still up, and I didn't even know I took out his mortar. He manned that with pioneers. So I just kept launching my barrage here and started doing some things. And then these guys snuck around me. I wish I had been able to capture that on this replay, because I still don't see how they got around. And I'm like, oh my goodness, my veterans who won mortars here. I'm just gonna turn my MG. I have my MG facing this way. I think he might have snuck around, possibly this way or something like that. But anyway, his guys are forced to retreat, I think. Yeah. Or they're wiped out. So my anti-tank gun is down. He sees this as a perfect opportunity to rush up his scout car, which is right. You know, the AT is down, right? Not so right. Boom! There you go. That's why you lay mines, guys. That is exactly why you lay mines. So the blizzard is approaching. I do have these guys building up a mechanized armor company. I'm setting up more conscripts. I do have some shock troops here. I'm going to try to break these German defenses with my mortar. So I pushed them back from this area. We're still holding up here. You know, I'm looking at the map saying, okay, well, this guy's going to still keep fighting. That's pretty good, I guess. Frank is. And then Frank quit. That was actually perfect timing. I didn't actually remember the exact time Frank quit. The point is, Frank quit. He was defeated, and he quit. So thanks for not saying anything and for abandoning us. And so Frank quit. Don't do that to your teammates. You know, you can still keep fighting. You know, even if I'm losing a match, you still get XP for taking out tanks and stuff. You know, be a gracious player. And, you know, we were winning. That's the worst part. Look at this. 500 to 399. We were holding the VPs. Anyway, he did man his mortar and has this guy kind of scouting. You're going to lose your squad here. It's not very smart. And I was like, what the hell is this squad doing up there? And look how many troops I have. I remanned this AT gun. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of AT coming up my way. My men should not be this bunched up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm going to start moving my men around. I don't want them to be bunched up with the mortar. So I'm pretty much right now saving up for an SU, and if they have any kind of other bunker, I can start sniping it. I do have their own AT. Keep in mind it is the 10-minute rule, so the Germans do have support mechanized companies up. And we all have our tanks up. So that's a pretty good thing, 10-minute rule. I just came up with that myself. It's copyrighted. Yeah, I wouldn't YouTube copyright system funny times. So, believe it or not, these guys are actually freezing. So I'm going to have to make them a fire. They're going to freeze to death, which is not good. Keep in mind, when your men are in cover like these shock troops, that's pretty good because they do not lose temperature. So look at this. His MG is not set up, which is interesting because he pulled it out of the house. So he didn't have them set up. So I'm just going to run up. And these guys are going to try to turn here, but I'm just going to wipe out his troops. Notice we do no damage until we're like point blank with these guys. These guys have PPSHs and they are heavily armored. So we're just going to push forward. And he's going to run back. And I know he's running back into his mine, so I'm not going to follow him any further. Unfortunately, the mines were still here. So I did lose my shock troops there, but we did wipe out a machine gun, a mortar, and his AT. Meanwhile, the computer is trying to help flank a little bit. We do have a good use of front here by, well, he delayed his stuff, but he delayed any tanks he can have out right now, but he is keeping his men fully reinforced to the front line and keeping constant pressure on the Germans. So they're building another bunker. What's surprising is that he keeps, if you're going to build your bunker, right, keep your pioneers there first and then build. Because anything with one man, I mean, it's just not good. You can see why we're in heavy cover right here. We're in heavy cover. And they're in light cover. Sounds like there's an MG up there. So the Oswin came here. It got Panzer, or the Russians, it got AT grenade. He's going to try to repair it. So this guy is pushing. Dr. Enemy is going up against computer, which really isn't too hard to fight, to be honest. So he goes into heavy cover, moves up. I mean, my AT gun just sniped one of their guys, so that was pretty cool. And the mortar finishes him off. So my ISU comes up. I'm ready to take the fight to any kind of Panther or Panzer that's going to come down here. We do have a nice little, like, this is good for SUs and ATs. I mean, this is pretty much a natural choke point. So I tried to send some guys up here to scout for the mines, and I still see a ton of them. And I wasn't able to pull them back fast enough. If I see that as an damaged engine, so I'm going to move up my SU and start hitting it. It can't back up too far, and there's really nothing that can stop me. You can see Purple's been pushed back all the way here with a bunch of mortars. He's kind of spamming mortars. I'm very nervous about a possible teller mine somewhere. I do know this area is heavily mined, but since just to take a chance, and I'm doing here, I took off focus sight because I don't think I need it at this point. And I'm going to get rid of that Oswin there. So at this point, I see a Panzer Force. I'm going to pull back using reverse. That way my tank will not try to reverse mode anything. I have these shock troops here. The barbed wire is good, but we can just kind of run around it. He does not want any part of that fight. So you can see he pushed up with the C-34. Got shot at by that Panzer IV. This whole right side has collapsed, and now they're starting to flank his position. Dr. Enemy is. The AI is doing nothing, kind of abandoning their own side and kind of pushing towards the middle a little bit. Losing lots and lots of units. This is their full army right here. You can see this AI really sucks. So they keep trying to repair their tanks, but they don't. They're a little impatient, and they keep pushing up for more and more attacks. I'm surprised how many damn mines there are right here, these bouncing Bettys. I don't see anything that could really stop me, so I took out the AT, and I'm trying to take out this tank here. You know, my goal is just to be kind of a nuisance on this side. I don't really see any kind of strong will of the enemy yet to try to take my point or anything. This thing is almost dead. Once again, I'm taking off, focusing on going to try to chase his tank down. You can see through the fog of war. I can see the tracks of stuff it's trying to destroy, but keep in mind this is my only tank right now, and I can't get another one for some time. So I'm still kind of pushing, but I'm a little nervous right now. For all I know, another Panzer IV could come out, and keep in mind, SUs on their own are pretty vulnerable. But I am shooting at this machine gun. Now let's take a quick look at our commanders we have right now. Going for the Soviet combined arms. You can see I'm going for shock, mortar, heavy tactics. Mainly for the ISU 152. I want to show you guys a match of that. It will come out later in this match. And he is anti-tank camouflage tactics, which you can see his AT guns can become camouflaged. So he's having to turn part of his forces because once again the AI isn't really doing a whole lot. I mean, Dr. Enemy, you should be a lot more aggressive. You should be sweeping around. You should be trying to hit me and going way behind our lines because you have like a scout car and some penal troops, so you don't have a lot to stop you. Well, also, his allies in the center is troops waiting at base. They got a, this guy got a Stug, which I thought was kind of interesting because he maybe wanted to combat my SU. SU-85. I had 4 Stugs in a game and tried to take on 2 SU-85s, and that didn't work out. I got news, we got destroyed, so. Now they're making Stugs, which is kind of interesting. You know, that especially a high veterans use Stug, they can be pretty effective, right? They're really good. Well, they're decent against T-34s, but they're just like an SU. They do suffer because they do not have a turret. So it's not a bad tank, but you're not going to be having SU. You're not going to be trying to take on an SU with them. So I got my second SU out here. I am kind of repairing my troops, repairing my tank here. I don't have any. I guess I do have some conscript here, so I guess I could have helped repair. I kind of forgot about the conscript thing here, so I'm not perfect. The main reason I'm using this doctrine is for the shock troops that I'm going to get. As you can see, these guys are up here. And for this. That's a lot of fuel, and that's it's a far away from that. We're pretty far away on that. So you can see they do have a bunch of mortars, including some Veterans E2 mortars here. 3 mortars overall right here. They are pounding this position, and he is counter-pounding them. You can see these guys have taken a ton of casualties. He needs to keep reinforcing, or he's going to lose this. And I think he sees the Stug. Okay, so here's what I did. I saw that this whole side was getting kind of screwed, and I was very, very worried. So I sent my Stug in alone, and at this point, I'm just backing up right here, trying to get some shots in it, because I don't have a turret, right? He's in blitz mode. I can just go to the corner of the map there, but he has the angle on me. He doesn't have a turret, so my tank got abandoned here. Now, whenever you see a tank abandoned that's close to the enemy base, here's all you have to do. You click attack ground and click right on this thing and destroy it. You know, he is having fun taking out the AI little tank here, but he really needs to destroy it. This is a lot of fuel for me. I officially killed all the mines away. So you can see that little tank got destroyed. He's kind of prepping our base here, shooting at my turrets to prep for some infantry that could be coming in. And I'm like, great, I just lost my tank here. I'm getting an AT gun to help combat this tank if it decides to stick around. And to my shock, doesn't make sense. I was shocked. That's right. I was shocked to see that he was actually left that there. So I have my SU here, and I can kind of see these guys here, and I'm kind of sniping away at them. I see a scout car. Okay, guys, scout cars are good in the beginning, but not this late in the game. Well, I guess it's only 20 minutes in the game. And he has the audacity to try to shoot at my SU-85 with his scout car? With focus on it, and then he stops. So yeah, the Germans have captured a lot of equipment, mostly from my ally here, so my computer ally. So he's keeping his T-34s alive, which is pretty good. And I am sniping away, so I'm kind of behind their front lines here. And I'm sniping at any target I see, which would be that Stug there. And then I see that they're about to man that, and I have to fall back. So whenever you want to retreat, take off focus sight, like I'm about to do here. And I placed a mine down here. This is really bad. I placed a mine down here, and the AT activated it. So I'm getting kind of frustrated right now, and I have nothing to stop this, pretty much. And I'm trying to get my tank out of there, and they blew it up. So right now I'm like, oh my goodness. I lost both my SUs, one of them because I left it on its own, and it's still abandoned right here. So I have my AT covering me, and I am repairing this right now. You can repair abandoned vehicles before you actually get in them, which is smart. So I'm thinking this is kind of the end. They do have a lot of armor up here. 2 Stugs, well, a Stug. Actually, they're losing some Stugs, which is kind of interesting. AI is running around with scout cars on ice. Oh my gosh, the AI has improved. I feel like at one point it was like, no, that was in the Code of Heroes 1, the new Steam version, where like if you got an AI in your team, like you were like guaranteed to win. Like the AI was ridiculous. So they start moving up here. I did manage. Here's what I decided. I decided I'm gonna get that SU out of there. It doesn't have any engine damage, and I'm gonna repair it at my base here. So I have no tanks right now. It's 20 minutes in the game. They are capturing the mortar again. They are just obsessed with mortars, these guys. Look how many they have. 1, 2. They just took one down there, and I think one got wiped out. So still haven't taken this victory point. So this whole game, well, okay, they took this for a little while, right? But they haven't touched my victory point. That's for sure. So they did fall on my mine there, and they did get blown up, which is quite good. You can see he's still keeping his T-34s. You know, he's not charging them in, you know, against possible Panthers. Is he repairing this building? I didn't think you could repair damaged buildings. I never heard of that before. So I'm just gonna fall back. I don't need to mess with this AT gun. However, if he keeps it up, I am going to use a precision strike and wipe out his AT gun if he's not careful. So you can see I have got a second Su-85, and this one's almost done being repaired. This one did get abandoned, as you saw earlier. So in the blizzard, some Panzer Grenadiers. Be very careful with your tanks on the ice, especially when there's other tanks nearby. Be careful. Because that is mostly on land. That should not have sunk. Look, it's sinking into the land there. Okay, that was ridiculous. So he learned his lesson. So this guy is kind of, he's sitting on his advantage here. He could be swooping in. Well, I have an AT here. I'm kind of ready for him, but, you know, I have one AT. And I guess I could have responded to any kind of threat he had. So I think we may have maybe lost a man or something, but we did take out, well, we killed one AT man. So, pretty defensible position. Still my AT here. The center is kind of falling. Now I'm just going to keep trying to push through this side and keep hitting them on their flanks and hit them kind of behind their lines, because they're pretty focused. Like, their lines, if you look on the map down here, they're actually, we have tab here, don't we? Never mind. Okay, so basically their lines are pretty much like this. Right along here, this kind of like U shape, and this is kind of the other side, you know, it's kind of like their flank. So if I just keep pushing with my troops here, you know, making it hard for them to attack me, let's go for it. Now this guy begins to start to build howitzers, which I think is pretty awesome because he's building 2 of them. I don't know how you save up that much manpower, but he's gonna start pounding these guys, which is good. So I'm moving up my SUs, and I'm like, okay, focus side. We're gonna start picking some targets. You can see by the fog of war, I can see a Panzer IV coming here. If you're gonna commit with your Panzer IV, you better back off. So I see an anti-tank on there, and not too excited about charging up there. They are pretty bunched up though. You can see they made a ton of grenadiers in this match. Yeah, so basically some more Stugs coming out. None of them have built higher Panzer cores, which is kind of interesting. They haven't teched up to the heavy Panzer core. Let's see if they have the resource for it, but they might be getting for some Tigers. Let's see what they chose. This guy's going to get an Elephant. This guy's Tiger, this guy's Tiger. So you can see I'm in red over there. Let's go back to blue for me. Start pushing my ally back, and right now, I can't blame him. He's getting double teamed. He's getting pushed on this side. You know, he had a very strong position here. And he has a ton of guys here, so I'm just trying to help him out. I'm charging in these guys. I want to destroy this AT here. So if I do that, then I can protect my SUs. So he starts charging after my guys here, so I'm like, you know, that's fine. I'm just going to hit you multiple times with my SUs. So his tank is almost dead here. He's going to blitz away. We have a tiny Stug here. Wipe that out. I did lose his shock squad again, so it kind of sucks. But I did pretty much knock out 2 Stugs. The artillery's coming in. He's going to start using this artillery to... by the way, it's not like I'm completely abandoning my ally, but I think I'm helping him a lot by pushing on the center here. But yeah, high veterancy tanks. I'm calling my bombing run here. I just want to get these guys the hell away. You know I'm going to lose a lot of his men. So I wiped out a squad. Wiped out a squad of those pioneers. So he can't repair his guys. He's already having trouble repairing them enough. So of course, as those guys come in, they're going to try to Panzerfaust them. So red moved in, then orange is moving in. We do have a Tiger on the field, and a Tiger is a big surprise weapon. So if we look at the Fog of War, I just saw the Tiger in his recon. I see an Elephant also. I'm not going to win with SEs against those kind of things. He is destroying this area, which makes it harder for tanks to pass. Let's look at his guns here. 10 kills, 5 kills. So if you get some artillery, I mean, it's great. It works really well. So do a Sturmovik. I'm going to try to put down some more mines here. I just want to catch any kind of... You know, I'm putting 2 of them here, so my tanks don't, you know, blow up again. And they have this half track here. And it's rather interesting how they just kind of put that first. I have pulled back my men. This tank did get sniped by an Elephant, so I'm going to pull back. I do have my mines down. And they actually just went off, which... Both of them went off, so I guess, yeah, the flame hurt. So he's moving up his Tiger. And you know, I'm like... I'm a little nervous about a Tiger coming up. You can see, I do have another SU. I brought it up on this flank here. I do want to help protect our center. I feel kind of bad that my allies can kind of push back further and further towards me. Because right now, you know, if this match continues like this, he's pushed back towards his artillery on my left side. We got 1 out of 2 victory points, and they have plenty of fuel caches. You can see I did help my ally by building a fuel cache. We didn't want to build one here because the enemy could have just taken that. Built a munitions cache, which I'm not complaining about, actually. So, they pretty much wiped out my AT gun. But I have another one. And shock troops here. So he brings up his Stug. And once again, right from an AT, he knows SUs are somewhere around there and gets wiped out. And I have the MG, so a great way to protect your AT guns is MGs. So if you have MGs and ATs, it pretty much protects from tanks and infantry. You can see these guys are kind of being repaired. And this tank's just kind of here to help flank if any of these guys do kind of pop around. So we have the Elephant up here. We do have an airstrike going in. I did kind of try to catch some of my guys on fire. And I do have my tanks kind of popping up, but keep in mind he's going to start using his Elephant. But I'm spotting for his tanks, and I'm going to get wiped out by the Tigers. So that's like my third. I mean, I'm not having great infantry preservation in this match. But I mean, I spotted for his tanks and they got another hit. I spotted for his artillery and they got another hit on that. He's starting to take back the center. The ice is pretty, like any kind of heavy tank goes over that, or even around here, it will probably fall through, especially on this kind of ice. If you ever see ice like this, it's pretty damaged, so do not send your tank on it. It will probably just sink with no enemy fire. Now he's launching this at me. Pretty smart, actually. Right into my position. I used this one time, a couple times online. I guess I used it one time pretty well on Soviet positions that were entrenched like this. So he's charging. I need to pull my guys back. I'm trying to get my veterans, you guys, out of here, but they're just gonna burn up, unfortunately. So it's really not looking too good. We did recapture the center, though. This guy took some casualties, and now he's bringing his... Now my ally's bringing over his T-34s. Once again, I lost my SU over here. I need to find the wreckage. Where is it? Might be right here. Yeah, looks like Soviet wreckage. I did lose my SU, but I did damage these guys heavily. Once again, sending them unsupported, they will get screwed. He's sending this. He took... I hate how much of the captured artillery they had of ours. And that anti-tank, my men were running around the front of my tank, and we have to fall back. This is bad. I don't have any kind of repair troops here. And somehow the mortars are just killing my crew here between the mortars and his own guys. So I have to fall back here. I'm pretty nervous. I'm pretty vulnerable to a charge by even, you know, his Tiger. But once again, priorities. You should be trying to repair the Tiger and not this thing. So you can see we're down to some T-34s. I did send in the shock troops. These guys are great at clearing out ATs. AI once again, small tank, T-70 light tank, not going to do much. But it's something, right, to bet their guys up with. They are taking out their ATs, which is good. They're throwing a satchel charge. And they're going to turn and they are going to die, so there goes that veterans tank. You shouldn't be using Soviet weapons anyway. And I see there's a mortar here, and it's done a lot of damage, 26 kills. And then a giant barrage comes here, and this guy's main gun is destroyed. And I noticed they're trying to do some smoke on this guy so I can retreat. So they are holding back here, but we did... I mean, these artillery, like, they're doing a lot of damage. So I did get these guys repaired here. I'm going to tell my ally here in a minute. I'm going to just going to say, you know, I got 2 SUs. I can kind of defend this. I'm going to get an IS-152U. ISU-152. I think in one of my earlier videos I kept calling the IS-2 the IS-150, ISU-152. Okay, so my men are coming back to base. The AI is kind of shifted back towards the middle, and is actually kind of helping to cover this. You know, you guys, you have some, well, actually their mortars got destroyed, which is kind of nice. He's probably blowing up their mortars with his artillery there. So good use of the Elephant kind of covering this area here. It does have a ridiculous range, keep that in mind. So pretty even so far. The sniper is getting a lot of kills. It has 47 kills. There's an achievement or a bulletin for the German sniper to get 25 kills with 15 snipers, and I got 24, and then the game ended. Like, the AI I was going against, well, the guy quit on me. Look at those guys getting destroyed in the center. The AI started running away from me, and I get to get one more kill, and it was just like heartbreaking. I was like, I microed so hard on that game to get that guy that many kills. But yeah, if you can use a sniper well, I mean, it's a great attrition tool. Well, then again, he is sniping AI, so it's a little different. So now the Tiger comes in. And it's the greatest time to attack an AT gun is when a Soviet AT gun is when it's using the light artillery barrage, because it cannot fire normal shells. Let's keep that in mind. The engineers are running forward. Now he's the Elephant on the ice. Very, very, very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. If the AI had just turned its AT gun, would have hit that, it would have died. Super dangerous, especially with an Elephant. Let me show you how much manpower that Elephant is. So, yeah, Dr. Enemy has it. 720, that's just as much as an ISU-152, which I'm saving up for currently. I kind of see the only way we can win this game is me getting an ISU-152. Just got Veterans E1. You know, this mortar half-track has lived for so long. You can see that we're drawing further and further, so I'm making some advances here. I just want to keep pushing the flank here. I was surprised at how many times he missed this stupid thing. And at this point, I kind of need to withdraw. Once again, not healing his tanks to full capacity, and that's going to hurt him. Once again, bringing down the turrets. These are how to use the Su-85s. They're like archers in Total War. You skirmish with these guys. You know, pull them back, right? You're not going to, you know, just a quick hit and runs, right? I actually destroyed that thing, right? Yeah, it's gone. No, it's actually back here. So this thing is the luck of the devil. So once again, they're taking this. One more reason we didn't build a fuel cache over there. So keep in mind, they do have 2 fuel caches and the fuel. They had one back here for a little while. Either way, the game's pretty even, though. You can see I'm saving up my manpower right now because I am trying to get this. I know I'm pretty close. So I'm going to halt all reinforcements. All replenishing on my reinforcing my troops here. Just repairing my men. I keep saying that. It's been a long day. Just repairing my Su-85s here. And just sending the amount of boldness of these guys. I guess it is a blizzard, right? You can see that this is kind of repairing, but Veteran Z3 tank got sunk there. And I see this and I'm smiling. I'm like, I haven't had one of these in a long time. Welcome, the ISU 152, the German tank killer. This thing was designed to help take out enemy fortifications, and it even has a new ability I haven't used before, which is Concentrate Piercing Round, which will blow up any building or bunker you target. It is a lot of munitions, though. So look at this beautiful instrument of war. Now, I'm very aware of what happened with my SUs here. It has to be used like an SU. You know, I think take something away from the skirmish tanks I've used with these Su-85s here. One vehicle for this guy and 3 vehicles for this one. Let's keep them on. Also, we picked up some heavy German weapons there. Even in a blizzard, be very careful about this ice. So, I'm going to try to support this. So I'm going to recruit an MG to kind of help protect from any kind of infantry. I saw some of those Panzer. I was going to try to repair his guys here. And I think I sank something. I blew up something with this guy. I wasn't even paying attention. You could just see that. They do a focus sight. Once again, makes them a little more vulnerable. And you'll see another guy pop out of the hatch here. They do have a Dushka. Basically a 50 cal on here. So I'm willing to like skirmish a little bit. Actually, what I'm really doing is I'm using my shock troops to scout. And I see there's 2 tanks here. Look at the damage that just did. It made this thing Veteran Z3 immediately. I was afraid they'd try to flank around me because I saw the blitz. But nothing. Unfortunately, this is like my 4th squad that's going to die. So his Elefant is being repaired here. We're having like a duel of like who has the bigger assault gun here, the Elefant or me. So I figure, you know what? Okay, I'm down to half health. I'm gonna be safe with this thing. Well, besides blowing up this MG crew here, I'm gonna be safe. I'm bringing over my engineers to help repair. So keep in mind, they may have had a lot of tanks, but they didn't really use them very well. And I just wiped out a bunch of his, I just wiped out pretty much a squad of his repair guys. So I'm down, I'm pretty low. I'm even calling artillery here, and I'm calling an airstrike, and this guy was shooting some artillery. Or someone was going off there. So he's going to pull back. I'm going to kind of let the AI kind of skirmish with them. I say, you know what, okay. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to repair this, get some more engineers, get this thing repaired, then push up. I don't want to be impatient and lose this thing. So, you know, that's my main thing here. They're trying to push and take this again. I mean, they're getting kind of desperate. I mean, it's 369 to 189 at this point. So you can say this might be kind of a turning point. If I can utilize this ISU 152 effectively, then yeah, no problem. Can you imagine how overpowered SUs would be if they had like machine guns? I mean, they're just like the Hellcat from Kind of Heroes 1. And I'm sure some of you have seen. By the way, Relic does have some videos on their channel about the Americans and the Oberkommando West. If you guys want to check out one of those games. Well, they just have it on the United States right now. It's coming later. But I'll kind of show you about some of the American heavy armor and stuff. And well, I say heavy armor, relatively speaking, right? And my guy can see them. Because, you know, it doesn't have a great sight of its own. But if you scout with infantry and stuff, that's exactly what I'm doing here, right? So, I have a machine gun here covering me from infantry. I did take out a sniper, I think. Yeah, I took out a sniper. So, it's just shooting at them, and I know that. But it's being a sacrifice because I'll be able to hit these guys. I see that they're both have not been repaired. I was kind of surprised by this. So we're going to come up and we're going to get ready to take out these guys here. So if he's not careful, he could lose his elephant, and already he lost a lot of his armor already. I'm gonna get my start clicking attack orders, and his elephant started shooting. You can tell your guys to hold their fire, and that would have been wise there, but it's probably not expecting, you know, my ISU 152 was just pulled back, so he might be thinking it was taking me just as long to repair. So I just got hit, and I just destroyed his elephant there. Got another command point. I'm going to destroy his Panzer IV there. Good game, my allies suck. That's not a very nice way to leave a game. And I kind of said we had a CPU, you know. Talking about your allies sucking. And at this point, this guy decides to, you know, say, hey, you know, I don't suck, you know. I don't suck. So he's kind of pushing on this side. We have our focus sight down. I'm just going to start pretty much hitting this guy, and we do have veterancy on these tanks, and they're taking a lot of damage. I'm a little worried over here, so I'm gonna start shifting my armor over. Get behind the SUs, they don't have turrets. I mean, I got news for you, we cannot fight a tiger like this. Well, I mean, you know, they're coming at us head on, right? You're not gonna win that kind of fight. I was kind of hoping that, you know, this guy would kind of do okay. I use tracking there just to make sure they can, oh, never mind. I thought that just kind of helped with the accuracy, but I guess it doesn't. Thankfully, my ally kind of helps me over there with his T-34s. So they not only lost 2 tigers in a minute, they've also lost an elephant and another Panzer IV. So they pretty much just have some very light armor left. So Dark Player has an Oswind. A lot of scout troops here. My MGs are just holding back these bazooka and panzer grenadiers. I've never seen a panzer grenadier holding a flamethrower before. That's kind of cool. So bringing up their packs, he's doing a flank across the snow, and I was like, I'm not gonna make the same mistake that the other guys did. I'm gonna pull this guy back, and I do have the SU covering his flank. So these guys' days are numbered. You can see the heavy armor losses they did take, and once again, this thing is just being it's being such a nuisance. My guy's taking shots now at, you know, their ATs and other things. This guy got hit. He's moving forward for some reason. I don't know what the thinking is around this. Maybe he misclicked. But they have a sniper here who's trying to take on my SU. Your sniper will automatically fire even if it's at a tank. And I'm just gonna have my guys start taking shots at him. I mean, he's gonna kill some of my engineers, and that's gonna delay the repair of it, but getting rid of the sniper early on would be pretty good. And I pull back, and I pulled back a second too early, but I had other engineers around. I moved up my SU here so this guy can still keep supporting him. Beating the Stug, that guy got out of control here. This game's starting to swing way in our favor. I do believe Dr. Evil has left at this point. The AI is capturing their victory point. We do have more fuel than they do. They've just taken so many losses unnecessarily, and this is MR's 3rd Tiger. Surprised he has that much fuel for that. Let's go to him, MR, right here. Yeah, now he has no more fuel, which makes sense. So the turning point was when they lost their elephants. You know, they had the forces. They never just really pushed. And they didn't really, like, this guy on this side find the computer. He was, like, up to here. Keep pushing in. Slant towards here. Hit his artillery guns. You gotta move something. You know, when you're fighting against an AI, you gotta be pushing. On this side, at some points I had no opposition. I just pushed forward and started taking shots at them. So now these guys are forced to retreat. And my tank is having fun. This thing is very fun. It's killed 34 infantry and 6 vehicles, so it's done quite a lot of damage. And it's destroying a bunker here. I think this was a reinforcement bunker. Actually, we can't tell now because it's on fire. So, I think at this point I was thinking they were... I wasn't sure how many were AI on their side because I wasn't sure who quit. But I'm pretty sure this guy quit at this point. So Dr. Evil, I'm sure, has quit at this point. Keep in mind, Cyan this whole game has been RAI. So it was kind of a longer match. Hope you guys enjoyed it, though, because frankly, I thought it was a good use of the, you saw I was kind of skirmishing with my SUs on this side. Another one got destroyed here by, oh, the other Tiger came up and got, okay, that makes sense. So you guys kind of saw I was pushing and skirmishing with their tanks right here. You saw the ISU 152, how to kind of use it. Don't treat it like a tank, right? It is a tank destroyer. You saw I took out the Elephant down here. And now we have a Sturmpanzer. I don't think I made a lot of these when I played COH. Either way, I'm not sure if this range is technically a little too great, but the thing that balances out is you need to have sight on the enemy targets. So even with focus sight, it's not that great necessarily. You need to have like scouts like these guys were scouting for me in the MGs. So at this point, I was seeing an MG here. I used Concentrated Barrage and I never used that before, and it just leveled this house. So really, they still have another Tiger here. And we're kind of regrouping up here. I'm bringing up my tanks. We're kind of stuck with all the, there's like a large amount of units, AT guns around, light vehicles. And I'm trying to move, and I'm going to message my ally here saying like, can you move back a little bit? I have my shock troops here. I want to start dealing some death to these guys. And we wiped out that squad. I've noticed that our mortar, not the mortar, Frank, our great AI, has killed 2 of my shock troops with his light artillery barrage. More Stigs. At this point, that's probably all they can afford. And I could make some more units, but I really don't see a point. I mean, I could get some more infantry that might be useful, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's almost good game at this point because they're just getting decimated. Finally, my men are able to move. And let's just kind of speed this up. It's been kind of a long video here. So you can see we're still pushing up. Still trying to maneuver my ISU 152. Just going to go around my ally here. Okay. So I am destroying his Tiger there. Barrage about to go in here. Bombing run. Surprised it's not dead. Bombs come in and should finish this guy off. Finish that off. Now at this point I do not see this pack here. And we're taking a lot of fire, but I do not see this pack that's just getting more and more veteran off of me. And I was like, great, we won this. And the tanks move in. I try to pull back my guy, but this pack pretty much wiped me out. So I did lose my ISU 152, but it was a great service to the Soviet Union here. We were able to take out the Wehrmacht here. So game to our opponents here. Not good game to Frank because frankly he quit. Dr. Evil quit too once he lost his tank. Not so good. Let's look at the kills here. You can see I got 162 kills, lost 153 men. That's always good. I notice I go pretty negative with the Soviets. Usually go negative. Germans usually go positive. They all went positive except for Dark Player here. HU3 Dark Player, and then the AI on our team went negative, like almost 200 there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Conroe 221 signing off. Leave a moment about what your favorite part of the battle was in the comments section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Conroe 221 signing off.